at the h1.gg, their website, which will be linked in the description. Click download, and it'll take you to this install page. Obviously, you need qubit torrent, just like all of them use. If you don't have that already, I don't know what you're doing, because if you're installing this, you probably have heard of IW4X or Plutonium. Like, that's just the fan base. You should know. Same deal as it always is. If you don't have it, link in the description, you download it. So I did the torrent file, which we will open. Same thing as always, we're going to open up the torrent in qubit torrent, and then I already have it in modded Call of Duty games, but you're going to click that little folder to choose where you want to put it in. It can be in any hard drive you want. It does not matter. In my case, I have my D drive. I made a folder in here called modded Call of Duty games, which has IW4X and S1X in it. So I'm just going to choose this folder, and I'm going to press OK to let it install. It's 82 gigs because it is quite a big game. So then I'll be right back when this is done. So once it's done, it'll say seeding, and it'll be all highlighted blue. Full 82 gigs. That took forever. Oh my god. You want to right click it, press delete. Make sure that this box is unchecked, because if you have it checked, then it'll delete all the files that you just installed. Press OK, and then you can completely close out of qubit torrent. Now what we're going to do is we're going to navigate back to the install page. We're going to click on this H1 Mods GitHub, this link, which will be in the description. So on the GitHub, we're going to click h1mod.exe, and that will install. We want to click this little arrow and click show in folder. And then now that we have that right here, we also need the normal like files up like this. We're going to drag the h1mod.exe, put that in there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to right click on this h1mod.exe. I'm going to click on show more options, and then we're going to click send to, and then desktop. Then we're going to go to our desktop, and then you'll see that it's here. We're going to right click, rename this or H1 client, something like that. We're going to open that, and then more info, run anyways. It's because it's a bare exe that you're running. And then we're pretty much here. We can click multiplayer, and this should work. I hope it should work. I don't know. This installation is slightly different than IW4X and Plutonium because it doesn't actually have a launcher in on itself. Okay, and I'm out of memory. Okay, so this is a bug that you run into. I just looked into it. Essentially, with your exe that you made, if you're getting this error, right click, properties, and then after the quotations, once you press or do dash memory fix, and then click apply, and then we should be able to open it. There, you guys get a bonus bug fix for you. I mean, they have everything in their documentation thing, which will be linked. There's a bunch of troubleshooting stuff, commands, how to change your in-game name, everything. Obviously, I'll show you in this video, but, you know, yeah. I will say, once you're in and it says an update is available, press yes. You got to make sure that you do that. That was also said in the instructions. And it's going to update everything. It'll literally, it seems like it's only going to take a few minutes. Now it's doing shaders, which could take a little bit, and of course it's in a shit resolution because for some reason all of these Call of Duties just run like shit when you first install them. I don't know what the deal is, but it's just like that for some reason. So in here we want to go to options, graphics, video. You want windowed full screen. Normal full screen will give you the best FPS, just to throw that out there. It's just because of me and my content creation, I tab out a lot, so I like windowed full screen. Actually, I need to make it full screen so I can turn my refresh rate up. There you go. FOV, the one up, obviously. Advanced video. Everything seems fine. Everything's put on extra. I want to double check to make sure there's no like motion blur or anything, which doesn't seem like there is. I do want an FPS counter. I would like that. That would be very nice. There we go. And then if we go to play online, press accept, and then you can see the server list and everything. I think to set up your, no, we have to do the unlock all thing. My fault. That's why we can't create a class. I don't know if it's private match or normal create a class, which is what we'll be using servers. I have no clue. We're gonna figure that out. So first we want to change our name. You're gonna press the tilde key on a normal keyboard, and guys, I'm learning for 60% keyboards, I believe it is FN escape. In order to do that, I think so. I read your guys' comments. I promise. I just never actually took the time to remember that. You're gonna do name, and then you're gonna do your name. So mine would be Dexterity. Press that. There we go. Okay, I just backed out and went back in. That's cool. And for unlock all, this seems pretty simple. We're gonna go to stats, and everything is just right here. I don't know why people don't do this. Like, I don't know why IW4X and Plutonium doesn't do this, because this is pretty handy. I want everything. I want everything, and I want to be max prestige, and back out and go back in, and we're good. Yeah. Now we go in the create class, and we have everything. Even in personalization, we have every character. Oh my god, this is so cool. This is so cool. It's one of those Call of Duties that has so many damn cosmetics that it just makes it amazing. Obviously, Captain Price, that's what I want to go for. I'm going to go through and mess with all this later, but I want to just show you that you have everything, all these weapons, the links, everything. If we want to use pretty much the intervention, we're going to do that. Sure. We're going to put on, what's a cool camo we can do? We'll do Cowabunga since it's summer. We're gonna click on server list. We see all of these lists. Holy shit. Easy. Team deathmatch. 120 ping. It doesn't there. Let's not do that. I would like to do nameless news, please. Pipeline. Thank you. And just like that, we're loading in. This is just really cool. I don't know if I'm missing anything, but this is pretty much all I need. And as you see, we're in. My game is kind of running like shit. Yeah, someone's in chat saying why it's so laggy. I mean, it just released today for at the time of recording this, but you can see it does work. So, of course, you're at the website. You want to click the Xlabs launcher, and we're going to go and download that. That's very simple, and we're going to just go back to the home page real quick. So, we have xlabs.exe. We're going to open that up, and it'll be running the updater and doing all this stuff, just the first startup thing. Once it is done, you'll be greeted by everything. You'll see S1X, you'll see IW6X, and you'll see IW4X. Now, in order to get these, like, here to actually be playable, because, like, I could go here and click it, but I haven't actually, like, configured it. It'll be, like, in the settings where you see all the different installation stuff. This stuff, it says I have everything here, but it's like, it's not there. I just deleted it so I could redo this. So that's when you want to go back to the Xlabs website, click on IW4X, and you're going to want to, I mean, if you own the game on Steam, you can do it on this button, but what we're going to be doing is IW4X plus the full game because I don't have it on Steam. Now, I don't know what is the difference between doing the full game or doing it with Steam. I don't know how that works, to be completely honest. So just, I can't answer any questions if you guys ask about how to do it with the Steam version because I have no clue. And of course, all the directions are right here, but we're going to do it. We're going to download this. Of course, they ask you to have qubit torrent. If you followed the Plutonium tutorials, you might have it. You might not. If you don't, then just download it. You want to open the full game torrent, which is right here, which will also be linked in the description, which you can just click the link and it should download it just like this. And then it'll only take a few seconds to download because it's a torrent, and these are very, like, the torrents are very, like, small file sizes, even though they contain a lot. And then once it's done, if you have qubit torrent, that'll probably be the only torrent thing you have. You just want to click that, and it should automatically open it up. And if it doesn't, for whatever reason, it should ask you if you want to open it up with what's it called, like what like application you want, you know what I mean? And in which case you would click qubit torrent. Right here, it's very easy. You want to click on this little folder button, and for me, I'm gonna be installing it in my SSD, my D drive. I get this question so many times. It does not matter where you install it. Install it to any drive that has open space. I like to organize myself a little bit because, like, in my HDD, my hard drive, I have all of my recordings and my finished videos and my thumbnails and everything for YouTube because that can take up a lot of space, especially when I take a day and record a shit ton of videos. It can stack up like a lot, but for the SSD here is what I like to run all my games on. Of course, there is a difference between a normal hard drive and an SSD. Your SSDs will load up games way faster, so when it comes to actual video games, you might want to put it on the SSD depending on how big the game is. Like my Modern Warfare and my Vanguard are on here so that they can load up a lot faster than it would if it was on my hard disk. So in here I have a folder. You could just want to right click new folder and then name it. I named it Xlabs games in here, and then you're going to want to just click select folder and then it'll put it in the pathway here, and you just want to click OK. And then on your window right here, it shouldn't take too long. It really depends on your internet. For me, it doesn't take too long, but I mean, now that I say that, it'll probably go very, very slow. But I will be right back when it is done. All right, so once it's done, it'll say seeding with the little blue 100% thing. You just want to right click delete. Make sure that this is not checked, because if you do check it, then it'll delete everything that you just downloaded. So we're just going to click OK with it not checked, and then we're going to close out of BitTorrent. Then in the launcher, we're going to go to Modern Warfare, in the settings, we're going to Modern Warfare 2 installation, click browse, and then we are going to go to our D drive, or wherever you installed it, and then find that folder, which will be in Xlabs games for me. Left click once on the IW4X full game, and then click select folder, and then that should literally be done. So then you can click on IW4X, click on multiplayer, and it'll load up without an issue. I mean, it's got to update and do all that stuff, but it should load, hopefully. Now, it started off in a really whack resolution, which we'll fix in a second. This is why it looks so weird on the screen for you guys. For me, it's full screen, but it's just really low resolution. For my name, obviously, we want Dexterity. So if you see me, you know that's my name. We're gonna go to options and then switch the resolution to a 1920 by 1080. I ended up having to restart the game, so if it just goes like back to a black screen for whatever reason, because that's what it did to me, then you will have to restart the game completely. And of course, we want to click the people told me in the comments what it's called, asterisk. Hold on, I gotta fact check. It's a tilde, something like that. The little squiggly line. You want to click that and then unlock all like normal. Actually, for this, it's unlock stats. Click that, and then you have literally everything. We'll click the same button, get rid of that, and then yeah, you have literally everything. What I like about IW4X is that it has other guns, well, like the classic AK-47, which I can throw like a silencer on it, whatever the case may be. And there's mods you can get for this, but I don't know how to do that. I gotta look into that because you can get a bunch of different weapons and everything. It's pretty cool. So from here on out, we can click on join game and look at the server list, and we can see all the different servers and all the different maps. So essentially, you should, if you followed any of the other tutorials, you should have the Xlabs launcher. If you don't, it is on in the link in the description. It is on xlabs.dev. You can go here, click on the launcher, download it. It's an exe. You run it, and it just opens this up. So IW4X is Call of Duty Ghosts, and that's what we're going to be installing on xlabs.dev. You'll see IW6X. It'll see the client support page. We're going to be doing IW4X plus the full game because I do not have the game installed. You're also going to need qubit torrent for this. You should have this if you followed any of the other tutorials. A very simple BitTorrent software. Go here, Windows x64, download that, and then very simple. Why am I so damn white? And I do want to make it known, if you are experiencing errors, there is an error page right here for IW6X that you can go and figure out. I actually didn't know this existed, and it's probably like that for the other games as well. So I wish that would have been useful, so then people could stop like asking questions that they can just easily find an answer rather than waiting for a response. Oh, I feel so bad. Oh, they do. Yeah, I mean, client support. Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna navigate and click IW4X plus full game, and then open the full game torrent right here. We're gonna click that, and it's gonna download it. We're gonna wait for it to download, and then we're gonna open it. Once it's done, just click it. It should open up qubit torrent. You'll see this little menu here. I do have that like folder named modded Call of Duty games where I have H1 and IW4X in. If you don't have it, then just make a folder in any drive that you want to install it in, whatever has space. It really does not matter what drive you put it in. We're gonna make, actually, we're just gonna select folder, and then it'll see D drive modded Call of Duty games, and then we're gonna press OK, and it should be going. Excuse me, I have H1 reinstalling because I had to delete it for something, but it'll start downloading. You'll see it's 46 gigs, and I don't know how long this is gonna take. Because it is 46 gigs. It shouldn't take too long, but I'll be right back when it is done. So now that it's finished up, you'll see that it is 100% and it is seeding. Right click, delete. Make sure that this is unchecked, or else you'll delete everything you just downloaded, and press OK. Now that it is done, I need to resume my own download, and then we're gonna minimize out of that. Now the hard part's over. Now in your launcher, just go to the settings, the gear icon, underneath Ghost installation, you click browse, and then you're going to navigate to where you just installed your game. So in my case, it's the D drive on modded Call of Duty games, and then left click on IW6X full game, and then click select folder. It's done. It's that easy. It was very easy. You can do either single player or multiplayer, so we're going to get in and make sure that it works. As soon as I get in here, it says that I have a gamepad attached. And yes, I do want that controller scheme. So now we have access to squads, extinction, and normal multiplayer. Go to the server list, all of this stuff. Not many servers, and it's not that populated. I mean, there are some games. Some of these do have bots in it. But I mean, shit, if everyone that watches the video downloads and starts playing, then this will be pretty populated pretty fast. Always want to go here. Now, this is one of those games that actually doesn't open like shit, because like downloading IW4X and all that, every time you open the game, even BO2, it's instantly shit resolution. So you would have to go and switch that to 1920 by 1080. Now let's join Nameless Noob's TDM, just the basic one. All right, so we got in here on flooded, and everything seems to be working completely fine. So this is going to be very simple. So if you haven't watched the IW4X video, I definitely suggest doing that, because if you're going to download one, you might as well download all and just put them into the launcher. But I'm going to run you through quickly like what we did with the Xlabs launcher to get that set up so that you can install S1X if you only want that for whatever reason. Essentially, you add the website, which is linked in the description. You just click on Xlabs launcher, click download, and it downloads a little exe. If it says this, you can just click keep. It is not a virus. Wait for it to download, and then open it up. Now, I believe once you open it up, it will just literally just come to this. I don't know if it has, I can't remember if it has any like installation like period or whatever. I don't know exactly what it'll do, but just run through that, get this set up, and once you're here, you're pretty much caught up. Then back on the website, we're going to be downloading S1X. It's going to be very simple. Clicking on that, go in here. We're going to want S1X plus full game, but if you own it through Steam, that's a whole nother process. I'm not covering that just for the S1X full game. It's very, very easy. You're going to need qBittorrent, which is also linked in the description below, but if you followed any of my other tutorials before, you should have this installed. Now, a lot of people do suggest using a VPN while running torrent software, which I never really made apparent in the past, so I apologize for that. I personally am pretty ballsy and don't run VPNs while I do torrents, which I know is very dumb, but then again, I don't torrent a lot. So, essentially, right here, you'll see full game torrent, which should be in the description as well. Click that and it'll download a torrent. Now, if you have qBittorrent installed, you should just be able to click it and it'll automatically open up qBittorrent. If not, then it'll either ask you what to download, or you might have another torrent software installed that it'll open up with, in which case just run through that, because if you already have a torrent software installed, then you should know how to work it. But in qBittorrent, you'll have this little window come up. You're going to click on this little folder icon, and we have our own little like folder we made. In any like hard drive that you want to install this stuff on, go into that hard drive, right click, hover over new, click folder, and then name it whatever you want so that you can actually remember that it's there. For mine, I did something very simple, like modded Call of Duty games, and in here we're gonna just not even create another folder. It's just as long as we're in the modded Call of Duty games folder, we're just gonna click select folder, and that'll install the game into that folder. We're just gonna click OK. 77 gigs. It's pretty big, not gonna lie, but that's what she said. But it's Advanced Warfare, and because there's an unlock all feature, you are going to have literally every variant in the game. The Obsidian Steed, you're gonna have the royalty variants, you're gonna have all the other like really broken variants, and you're gonna be able to use them in the different servers. And of course, you have the special servers where like you'll have no jetpacks and it'll be all boots on the ground, and some other stuff like increased jump height and, you know, all the cool stuff. It's a lot of fun. I just can't remember if it's populated at the time or not, but then again, if everyone watching this video actually follows through and plays the game, then it will be populated, and it'll be simple as that. So we're just gonna wait for this to be done, and I will be right back when it is. Now that it's done, it has the seeding status. It is at 100% and it has a blue bar. It did take quite a bit because it was like a 77 gig game, but all you want to do is just right click, click delete. Make sure that this is not checked, because if it is checked, then everything will get deleted. Everything you just downloaded will get deleted, so make sure that is unchecked. Click OK. And then, this is very simple. You're going to close out. You're going to go to your Xlabs launcher. Go to S1X. No, sorry. You're going to go to the settings. And in Advanced Warfare installation, you want to click Browse. And then to open up your things, you want to navigate to your hard drive. And then go to the folder that you installed the game in. You just want to left click once on S1X full game. And then click Select Folder. And that is literally done. Then you can go to S1X. And you can play single player, you can play multiplayer, you can play zombies, you can play survival, you can do all that. But of course, we want to play multiplayer, so we're going to open that up, and I'll show you guys some cool things with it. So obviously, when you're in, the first thing you want to do is go to your settings and fix everything, because it can be kind of whack. I like playing on windowed, no border, me personally. And then I'll go to advanced video. Actually, I got to switch it back to change my refresh rate. Put that to 240. And then my computer's going to lag like it always does for whatever reason every time I set a new setting. Then we'll go back, windowed, no border. And then bam, FOV, obviously you want to crank up to like, I like to do around 95. That's kind of my sweet spot. No, never mind, max we can do is 90. But that works. Everything else is kind of fine, so you can back up. You can use a controller with this. But of course, you go to your server list, and then you can see all this stuff. Trickshot servers, TDM. You can see all the cool servers, and yeah, you can see the ping and all that. And we have a simple Nameless Noobs TDM with a spot available, and we can get in and show you guys everything. And now you can see that this is completely playable. So of course, not gonna waste any time. You're on Plutonium. All links will be in the description. We want to download the Plutonium exe. I already have this downloaded for whatever reason, but the actual Plutonium stuff is uninstalled. So it does all that stuff. You can see we have T5 here, which is Black Ops 1 multiplayer and Black Ops 1 zombies. I'm already signed in. It'll prompt you to sign in. Essentially, you just need to go on their forums, which will also be linked in the description, make an account, or log into your current one that you have already. On the forums, you'll make an account, and then in this launcher, you'll log in with those credentials that you made for that forum account. So, of course, if you already have BO1 installed with Steam, then you can, or I think it's with Steam, then you can just go to the installing DLC section and follow that. I don't know how to do all that, so we're just going to skip it. We're going to be installing the base game. I'm probably just going to use that Xlabs games folder that I made when I did the IW4X video, even though this isn't Xlabs, I don't think. But I'm probably just going to install it in this folder just so I have a thing for all things. Honestly, I could just rename this mod Call of Duty games. So essentially, you just want to make sure that you have a folder in your whatever drive that you're installing this on, called games or whatever, because that's where we're going to be installing this. Of course, you want to make sure you have qBittorrent downloaded. You should, if you've been following the tutorials, you know, you should have this. Now, you can delete it afterwards if you aren't going to use qBittorrent at all, but you might as well leave it for when we have to do all this and you know, all that other stuff. It's very useful to have. We're gonna download the torrent file, and then we're gonna run through the same thing. It'll download, we'll click on it, and it should open up Qubit torrent automatically. Go to the folder icon, and then we're gonna scroll down to our modded Call of Duty games folder, and we're just gonna select this folder right here, and then we're gonna click OK, and we're gonna wait for this to finish installing. It's only 11 gigs, so it shouldn't take too long. And I will be back right when it's done. God, I had to turn off my bright ass light because it was so fucking, it was blinding me. I know it's not downloading yet, but it's almost done. I wanted to say that I was having some really like slow connection speeds with this. It was saying that it was going to take like 3 hours for my download to finish. If you are dealing with that, if it's going fast, then don't worry about it. Do not even worry about what I'm telling you. But like, if you are having issues, what I did is I went to tools, went to options, and then I went to the connection tab, and then I switched peer connection protocol to TCP because originally it was on TCP and UTP. So set it to just TCP, and then I unchecked this under listing port, and then I unchecked all of the connection limits, and then I clicked apply and OK, and then it honestly just completely fixed it, and now it's going a lot faster. Also, I think it's worth mentioning that it is probably well worth using a VPN. I get questions about that all the time, but for some reason I always forget to address that. It probably is good to use a VPN. I'm using it without a VPN at my own risk, but I definitely think it is safer to use a VPN. You can use literally any one. Like, I honestly couldn't even give a recommendation on a free one because I don't really use VPNs all that often. So once it is done, you'll know it is done when it says seeding. Just right click, click delete, and then make sure that this is not checked because that'll delete everything you just downloaded. Click OK, and then we can close out of Qubit torrent. Now in the Plutonium launcher, we're going to go over T5 multiplayer. We're going to click set up, and then we are going to click on our folder that we just downloaded or just made, sorry, what, and then we're gonna go to our folder that we just made with our game download inside of it. Click on modded Call of Duty games, Pluto T5 full game, click select folder, bam, and that'll set up both multiplayer and zombies. But we're gonna load up multiplayer to make sure that it is good, and of course if you need to change it, game settings, and then select directory, and bam, you can change the directory right there. So we're gonna click play, and let's load it up for the first time. It's probably gonna like lag everything and load in a weird resolution, as I was saying. See right there, see, weird resolution. That's what I was saying right here. You see that weird resolution? I told you. So of course we need to go to settings. I don't know why it always loads up like this, but we need to switch this to 9020 by 1080. And then just like that, we are here. You have the mods folder if you want to install any mods. I don't know how that works, but right now we're playing the unmodded Black Ops. In your settings you have all that stuff. Apparently there's voice chat, and it's detecting my mic, so I assume there is voice chat. But we're gonna probably load up a game and see what this is, what's up with this. Now it should come with aim assist. I think it will. Am I positive? No, but I mean, we can try. I mean, I don't know. I know controller will work, but I just don't know if aim assist will work. So let's go in the server browser, make sure this works. Holy God, that is a lot of servers, all at a very high ping. Oh my God, so this is what we don't want, but that's the lowest ping we have right now. Holy shit, 300 ping. So I don't know when lower ping servers are gonna come out. I don't know, this just released today, so expect there to be issues. I guess we'll load into Nameless Noobs S&D. No, I don't want S&D. Stock maps? No. Oh my God, I don't know what to do. TDM 24/7. Sure, we'll load into this just to see it. So as you can see, we're on here. I mean, yeah. So I need to see how like big of a thing like the ping is, because as you can see, we're not leveled up because there's no unlock all yet. Oh my God, how did I get away? So of course you're gonna click on BO2 download, and it'll take you here. So they completely changed this whole process, and this will be like running through downloading like the BO2 base game as well as Plutonium, so that you don't have to actually buy BO2, although they suggest buying BO2 so that you don't run into many errors or anything. But of course, we're broke boys over here, so we're going to download it itself. So first, you want to open up your files and go to this PC, and then click on your local disk hard drive. And in here, you're going to right click and make a new folder, and you're going to call it games. Actually, in my case, I'm just going to title it BO2, or I'm going to do Plutonium because I'm not going to install any other games to this folder. Now, we're going to be using a, like the way they're doing it now is instead of just the .exe file, they make you download a torrent. So, of course, you're going to need a torrent website. They recommend this one, which is what I'm going to install. Usually, I do uTorrent. You can look at which one you like or whatever. This is the one I usually use, but I'm not going to use that for this tutorial because most people are probably going to go with what they recommend. But a link to BitTorrent will be down in the description below. It should direct you to this page, and you're going to want to click on BitTorrent Windows and get this to start downloading. You want to click keep. It only says it's going to harm the device because, or like it could possibly harm the device because it's just a base exe file. It does that for every bare exe file that you download. You're just going to open that up and wait for it to open. It's going to make you do the whole yada yada, accept it, all that stuff. Then you do that, click OK to select the language and let the setup do its thing. So yada 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 is running you through the setup. Click continue. Accept the terms and license agreement. Just don't mess with any of this. Just click next again, install, or like set up wherever you want to navigate the files to. I usually just throw it into program files, so that's completely fine. We'll let that install. And once it's done, we don't want to launch it. I'm going to uncheck that and click finish. And there, that is done. Then it'll also give you a link here to the Google Drive file, which we will go here and download the torrent file, and that should be all good and stuff. And once you download that, you want to just click it down here when it pops up and it's done downloading, and it'll ask you what you want to use to open it. Just click on QTorrent or uTorrent, whichever one you're using. I'm going to use QBitTorrent for this one, and let that open up and start downloading. So this will pop up. You want to do the save at. You want to navigate that to your games folder that you made in your local disk. So you open up your files. We can go here. Click on this, and we're gonna copy this this thing right there, that little URL thing, and then paste it in there. And then we're gonna click OK and let that do its thing. This is gonna take a while because it's a 13 gigabyte download, and you'll know it's done when it says seeding. And I will be right back when it is done and like ready to when it's doing that. So now that it's done, it took like maybe 30-45 minutes. I believe, just rough estimate, to finish for me. It'll say 100% seeding. It'll show that it's like the peers are still going up, but you want to right click this and click delete, and it says, are you sure you want to delete from the transfer list? You want to click OK. That's just deleting it from this list, and that's when you can close out of this. And I would say probably just delete the torrent app if you're not going to use it for anything else, because down here you'll see that it's still running at all times, and you want to click exit every time, and that's kind of a hassle. I'm sure there's stuff in your settings you can do to stop it from doing that, but it's still a hassle for me, so I'm going to end up deleting it anyways. You want to open up your files again and go down to this PC and click back on your local disk, and you want to see if to make sure that it downloaded properly. We're going to navigate to our Plutonium file, and you'll see that Plutonium T6 full game is here, and it should look just like this, all of this stuff in here. So that is good. Now we need to install actual Plutonium. So navigating back here, you want to click this little link to download the launcher and all that stuff. You'll see plutonium.exe. You want to open that up and wait for the thing to open up. Also, they tell you that if it says when it's protected your PC or whatever, just click more info and then click run anyway. For me, it's not going to do that, and it's going to open up the updater, and you're going to wait for all this to be done downloading, and I will be back right when that's done. I don't know how long it's going to take, so I'll be right back. Alright, this went a lot faster than I thought. That's done. It opens up the Plutonium launcher. It'll tell you to log in with your username and password. Now that username and password is what you're going to use with whatever you have set up on the forums. So in the same page, you'll see it says to enter your forum credentials, yada yada yada. If you don't have one, you can create one at this link. Literally all the links that you're getting is from this page. I'm also running through it myself because this is completely new. And like with this whole new thing, it gives you a launcher so that you have all the different stuff. You'll have multiplayer, you'll have zombies, and you'll have MW3 if you all set it up properly. So I'm going to put in my email, and then I'm going to do my username. So I'll just see if I can do just Dexterity. I doubt it. I doubt that. Yeah, of course that's going to be taken. YT, is that taken? Dexterity YT is good. Enter a password. There we go. I'm not a robot. And then register now. And bam. And we should be good. And then of course you have to consent to all that stuff, yada yada yada. That's fine. Submit. There we go. We're here. We are all good. So then that will be the stuff that I use to log in. So I'll go in here, put Dexterity YT, and then We'll sign in, and this should work. There we go. So we are here. We'll go T6 multiplayer, which is what we want for Black Ops 2. This is now the launcher, and I think this is what we should be using to open up the game every time. So what you're going to do for Black Ops 2 multiplayer, we're going to click Setup, and it should open up our folder. We're going to go to our this PC and our local disk and navigate to the Plutonium folder that we made earlier, and click this Plutonium T6 full game folder, and we're going to click Select Folder, and then bam, that should be all good. And if you ever need to reselect the game path, you can click on Game Settings, and you can select the directory right then and there. And that should be all good. There's some other stuff in here where you can look at your friends list and everything, all that stuff. And so right now, so you can play this in LAN mode where anti-cheat is completely disabled, and just that's like first off on your own internet, like play with other people that are connected to your internet and everything. But we're going to be clicking play to open up the game, and this should open up the Plutonium multiplayer, and we'll get right to that to test and see if it works. So you will see even right here on the recording, it's a god-awful resolution. It doesn't really look like this. It's kind of like zoomed in to where everything looks like shit. All you want to do to fix that, if it automatically sets it to that, is you want to click on Options, Settings, and the screen resolution. Depending on your spec, you might have to run at 20 or 720p, but for us, we should be fine. And you're going to want to try to do 1920 by 1080 full screen, or you can do Windows full screen. I actually kind of like that because I tab out a lot when I'm playing games. And then real quick, just to get rid of that god-awful resolution, we're just going to apply, and there. We're good. Everything's nice. Field of view, I like having that up, so we're just going to crank that up to 90. All this different stuff is all whatever you want, pretty much, texture quality and everything. If you're having issues getting higher frame rate for some reason, which you shouldn't because this is an old game, if you are having issues with that, then turn some of these quality settings down. We're going to turn that off, and the max frames we're going to do is we're going to set it to 120 for me. I always do it one above my monitor's like refresh rate. So I have 60 hertz monitors, so instead of doing it on 60, I'm going to do 120. Yeah, I do that. And then I do want the frames counter just so I can see what FPS I'm running. And then we're going to back out, and then we're going to click on Online. It says, welcome to T6 multiplayer. Press F10 or home on your keyboard for the serverless window box. Matchmaking is not support. So be sure to open the serverless to find players, yada yada yada. You can do bots and everything, and all that stuff. So now we're here. We're gonna press F10 to open this up, and this is where we see all of the servers, and it's a lot. So we can see everything, like for example, we have TDM only, best maps 24/7. Right now it's on Express, and the ping is 13 with 17 players. So this is probably the best server that we could possibly get, because the ping is low. You're going to want to go for the servers that have the lowest amount of ping. The lower the number, the better connection you're going to have to it. Right here, it was a 13 ping server, which should be good, and we're going to wait for this to load. I was kicked. Wow, great. Here we are. We're here. Beautiful. In this video, we're going to be doing Modern Warfare 3. Obviously, plutonium.pw is in the description. You're going to go here, click MW3 downloaded, and that actually takes you to a forum page right here. Right here, the Plutonium launcher. I already have it, but right here, literally, this link will also be in the description to download the launcher, which if you click it, it downloads an exe, run that. More info, run anyway or whatever. It is, a lot of people ask whether it's a virus or not. It is not a virus. I can confirm. I've used it. You can see I literally have it right here. The reason why your computer would detect this as a virus or malware is because you're downloading just a bare executable file, and Windows just doesn't like that and will flag that as malicious. But I can tell you it's not. It's just an exe to run the installer and get the Plutonium launcher running. Now, another link will be in the description. When you open up the launcher, you will be prompted with a sign-in page. You can go to this website, on their forum page, make a forum account, and then you're going to log in with that forum account. I already have one. So, and then that's when we get into actually installing MW3. Now, this is when we're going to navigate to Steam, and we're going to be going up. So when you're in your Steam library, you do need Steam for this. You don't need to buy the game. I'm going to be showing you guys how to get it without, having the game. In your Steam library, up here where it says games and software, you want to make sure that you have tools checked as well. And once you scroll down, you'll see Call of Duty, even if you don't have it installed, because, like, for example, Biohazard 6, I don't have this game installed. Chivalry, I don't have this game installed. Fucking Dino D-Day, what the fuck is this? I don't know what that is. Aliens vs Predator, great game, but I don't have it. You get the point. But you'll see the Modern Warfare 3 dedicated server right here. You're going to click install that. It is roughly 14 gigs, and we're going to wait for that to install. Okay, it's already done. Great. Oh no, it's updating now. Okay, it installed, but it's updating. So I'll be back when it's done updating. Okay, so that took like maybe 30 minutes. It's going to depend on your internet, but, because I kept getting a lot of comments saying, people that are stuck at a certain percentages for certain downloads and everything. Like, I have nothing to do with that. That's just your internet. So once that's done, you want to go to your Plutonium launcher that you downloaded earlier. And in Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer, you'll see this little tab. You're going to go to IW5 multiplayer, click on setup, and you're going to navigate to the folder, right? Now, in order to figure out where that folder is, we can go back to Steam, go here, go to properties, and then go down to local files, and then browse. And we will see that right here, it is in our E drive. You can download it in whatever drive you want. So right here, this is where it is. So we know it's in the SSD, Steam library, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? We know how to get there now. So in setup, when we are here, we're going to go to this PC. We're going to go to our SSD. We're going to go to Steam library, Steam apps, common, Modern Warfare 3, and then we're going to select folder. And do not click play yet. If you ever need to reselect the directory, or if you mess up or whatever, you can click on game settings. And right here, you can select the directory of your Modern Warfare 3 dedicated files. Now, before we do click play to see if it works, I think we can close out of Steam. We're going to go here, scroll all the way up, and we're going to be installing all of the DLCs for Modern Warfare 3 for completely free. Here's another link, obviously, link in the description. You know the drill. Right here, we're going to download a zip up here at the top right. We're going to click OK, and we're going to wait for this to be done. It's roughly 3 gigs. This shouldn't take too long. And I'll be back again when it is done. Actually, I don't really need the DLCs, so instead, I'm not going to download them. But essentially, I'll run you through what you're supposed to do. You're going to download this, and you're going to need WinRAR. That'll also be linked in the description as well. That's just so you can extract the files. Yeah, I can show you, like right here, the Sapphire plugins file that I have right here. If I double-click it, this is WinRAR. You would exit out of this. Highlight the folder in there, or all the folders in there, click extract to, and then click OK, and it would extract the files for you. That is also linked to the description, so you can, get that, that application to do that. And even on the forum page, it says everything on the forum page. Once the download is completed, you want to open it up, you want to extract it and everything. You're going to go to the local files of your Modern Warfare 3 stuff, and you're going to drag all the files that are in the DLC files into your Modern Warfare 3 dedicated files, the local files in there, and you're going to replace all the files in there, right here, you click the check, replace the files in the destination, wait for that to be done, and then that should be all done and well. You have the DLCs and everything. So right now, we're going to click on play, and we're going to see that this works. Shit. There we go. That time it worked. Why is it so loud? But yeah, that, for some reason, the first time it didn't work. I just tried it again, and it works now. So you can see we're on here. We're going to go to options. It's on 1920 by 1080, all that normal stuff. Here's the advanced video. We have all this that we can change. Everything is working. And you have the server browser here, and we're going to get in and, look at it just to make sure that we can actually get into a game. First, though, I do want to press the little squiggly line on our keyboard and do unlock all and enter that so that we do have everything. And so we can go to create a class, go here to everything. We have everything unlocked. Let's just say we want to use, let's use the ACR. We'll put on kick, and then we'll put on red dot sights with the normal red dot, and we'll put on gold camo. Bam, I don't really care about any of this other stuff because I'm just trying to show for example. We'll go to server browser, And we'll look, for server browsers, you want to look for what has the lowest ping. Whatever has the lowest number over here, you'll have the best connection. So like right here, TDM1 bootleg, 43 ping. This is really fine. This map sucks ass, but like, you know, it's fine. It's just for an example. Right here, auto sign, our custom class, bam. Why does this look like shit? I don't have my red dot set. What the, did someone EMP? What the fuck? Why do I have the EMP effect on me? Now, I do want to say, you might want to join Plutonium's Discord. You can find that on the website right here. You can see where it says Discord. Like, you would start here, scroll down, Discord. All the links are going to be in the description, by the way. But any support questions, don't leave them in the comments. Just don't. I'm not going to answer them because I don't know how to fix any of them. I'm not a developer. I just know how to install the game. You want to go to the Discord to find out those answers. Leaving a comment is going to get you nowhere, and no one's going to respond to you. Unless someone else wants to help you. But by the time it's going to take for someone else to respond to your comment and give you some help, you could have just went to the Discord and, you know, got a common question already answered. You know what I mean? So of course, you want to go to Plutonium. You know, it's simple. I already have the game installed, but I can still run you guys through how, you know, you're supposed to do it. Obviously, scroll down, click on WAW download. And right here, so they tell you to use BitTorrent, and you can. It's almost the same process, but I'm going to be using uTorrent. You can... That'll be down in the description as well. uTorrent's my preferred one. You know, you can download the free download, whatever, you know, all that stuff. Get that downloaded. Of course, links in the description. And you're going to want to download the torrent file right here. It'll download this. Once you have uTorrent installed, and once you, you know, download this torrent, you literally just want to left click on it. It'll open up uTorrent. Drag it over here. These are the two that it gave me. So 2 windows right here. This is uTorrent, and then this is where you're gonna add the torrent. So right here in the save in, you can put whatever directory you want. It can be any hard drive that you want. Like for me, for example, I have 3 different drives here. I have an NVMe, I have another SSD, and then I have a hard disk drive. And you can literally save it in whatever you want. Just right here, you want to put the directory right here. And then you want to click OK. Now, this is going to start. I'm not going to download it because, you know, I already have it downloaded. But essentially, it's going to go and download. This may take a while. Everyone's internet is going to be different. Everyone's download speeds are going to be different. Mine goes pretty fast, surprisingly, but some people are going to go slow. And, you know, it's just how it is. It's just all, you know, based on your internet. Once it's done, it'll be a green bar and it'll say seeding. All you want to do is right-click on it, click remove and then over here, you want to remove and delete torrent. And then that's what you'll do. And then it's done. Then you'll see in your whatever directory like you saved it in. Mine is right here. You see Pluto T4 full game. This is it. It comes with the Plutonium application. You can right click, send to desktop, create shortcut. If you haven't done any of the other Plutonium tutorials, if this is your first time installing Plutonium, then you can do that. But for my case, I already have Plutonium down here. Next is very simple. You have Plutonium open. For you, it's going to say setup or install or whatever. I think it says setup. You want to click that, and it's going to pull up a window for you to go and find where you installed it. Literally just want to go to the, you know, the directory. So my case would be in my SSD, my E drive, Pluto T4 full game. Just left click it once and click select folder, and, you know, it'll be good. And of course, if you need to change directory, you can click on game settings, select directory, and do the same thing, you know, over. Once that's done, you can either play it or play it in LAN mode. You want to just click normal green play button, and we're going to open it up. This little window will come up. Everything's running. You want to click. A little pop-up will come up, and it'll say allow access. It'll put you into the game and put it like over the window, but you can see right here, I still have the game open down here. But where you want to make sure you click allow access, and then you can go into the game, and we are here. World at War, one of the greatest gods of all time. So right here, so I got so many questions on this with how to unlock all. So normally you would click on the little squiggly line key on your keyboard. For me, I'll try to show you. I'm sorry. It's this one. I don't know if you can see it, but it's this one. Literally right above tab is a little squiggly line. You want to click that and it pulls up a little console. Now, some people have 10, or not 10 keyless, but like 60% keyboards or whatever that don't have the squiggly line or don't have numbers. I don't know what to tell you. Buy another keyboard. I don't know why you would want a 60% keyboard because those are practically useless. You need numbers for games. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how you can get around it, but I just know squiggly line, if you have it on your keyboard, that's how you can do it. And you literally just want to type in unlock all, press enter. You have everything unlocked. You can press the squiggly line again to get rid of it. And you can go to create a class. We go custom primary, rifles. We have everything. For example, we can grab, let's see, let's grab a classic Type 100. Love it. Aperture sight. This is fine. I don't really care about any of this. Double tap, you know, whatever. We have that. We're gonna go back and we're gonna click on join server. And here's the server browser. This is everything. There's actually not a lot of servers for some reason, but there's a lot of you know, good maps and everything here. Now, essentially, what you want to do is to get the best connection. Like, you don't need to go for the lowest, but you might have a bit of lagging or delay. You want to, over here, you'll see ping. You want to go for the lowest number here. So, like, for my example would be 14, the 14th one right here. It's free-for-all in Courtyard, gun game. I mean, I'm fine with playing that. Obviously, if you want to play TDM, go to TDM. You know, 17 is right here. Actually, I'm not going to do this gun game because there's 0 players in it. You can see the players. Apparently, the only one that's populated is TDM. Okay, we'll double-click that, join it. That's fine. 17 ping, TDM, it's all good. And we're here. We can click auto assign, click on our thing, and we are here in World at War. I'm very bad on keyboard and mouse, but you can see we're literally here. This is just, it's classic World at War.